Hey world, my name is Amir Oceans. I did 12 and a half years in the Federal Bureau of Prisons for drugs and guns. And I just finished 4.5 years in a state prison for armed robbery. I was born and raised in Chicago. My mother lost custody of me when I was a child. She was addicted to drugs. I became a ward of the state. By the time I was age 12, I had to fend for myself on the streets. I became a member of a street organization. I rose through the ranks, and I started selling drugs more. I never had a strong relationship with my father, but by the time I did get a relationship with him, he passed away, most recently. On this last state bit, the 4.5, I lost my mother, I lost my father, and after finally getting married, a short time after I was locked up and incarcerated, my wife left me to be with another man after she promised me she didn't. I struggle with peace, heartbreak, fighting for success, and I haven't given up, and that's because I have faith, and it's worked for me. Today is the day one of my release from the state sentence, and the whole time I was there, I got really close with God, and He inspired me to do many things, clear my mind, become healthier than I ever been, and to exercise faith. And one of the things He did was give me a name and told me to prove, for the sake of humanity, that faith is real and faith is what moves God. When I got this inspiration, I wrote this down, and I want to read it to you. It says, I'm going to devote this chapter of my life to providing a proven faith is absolutely effective, and not just for myself, but for you, the listener, for humanity. If you absolutely knew that trusting God truly and absolutely completely will manifest the best of circumstances, I know you will have more confidence in faith, yourself, and God. Displaying this to humanity will bring more of humanity to God. So here I am on a spiritual journey with you to prove God is real and that faith moves God, to ordain your victory, and victory is forever. God inspired me to do this for humanity, as the end is near. You can almost smell it. There is no script, there's no fix, there's no hack, there's no faking. I'm choosing to be completely transparent despite me being a Virgo, and I'm hardwired to be private and reserved. The devil will try to thwart me and thwart you, as he has authorization to do. But he isn't smarter than us. At the end, we'll win. We will exercise faith, discipline, perseverance, and we will succeed. And I'm going to prove that. Today is June 2nd, 2026. God also inspired me to go to AI for help. And then after talking to my daughter yesterday, she confirmed it. He used her to confirm it and tell me, hey, Dad, I like ChatGPT. I don't even use Google no more. And you know, everybody has mixed feelings about artificial intelligence. But artificial intelligence is guiding me on how to complete this documentary and ultimately accomplish my goals. So hopefully I can prove that there's good in artificial intelligence too. Even though people may use it for bad, we can use it for good. A lot of things that God gives us, you can either use it for what it was created for, or you can abuse it. So I'm going to give it a shot, and I'm going to use it for what it was created for, to be a tool to humanity, and prove that artificial intelligence, specifically GPT, any other thing that I come across, is for the greater good. I had nobody willing to commit. I couldn't rely on anybody. Everybody I know either just gave up on me because I ended up back in prison, or they just didn't have the resources. Times is hard today. As many of you guys, I'm sure, will be able to relate. I had a friend. I call him Slim. We started an organization called Free Rich Kings. He was there to pick me up. He was consistent, even though he was pressed for resources. Him, his wife, and our friend Bob came, picked me up, took me shopping, took me to eat, gave me the basic essentials, what I need to get started. And that's the thing I want to prove with this, that not only faith in God will help you, but the community and people who are more well off will help you too. They'll want to be a part of doing something good. I'm going to prove that people are good, not just God. God's people are good. Kingdom kids, as Smokey Norfolk said. And I'm very spiritual, and I pay attention to signs. And signs have been crystal clear. And I've been trusting my intuition, your natural ability to make the right decision first. And I'm to the point to where I've developed, and I'm sure many of you have too, till when I'm supposed to do something, my intuition keeps playing it in my mind over and over and over until I follow through and get it done. And when I do, I get the results I want. Not only get the results I want, but it exceeds expectations. At the very last minute, everybody flaked on me. I'm homeless. I have nowhere to go. Like I said, my wife is gone. I had a brother that was supposed to take me in, but the probation officer said that he didn't answer the phone or answer the door when they tried to confirm the address. So that left me homeless. So I'm stuck. The very last minute, my probation officer was able to get me into what's called a TLP, a temporary living place. It's kind of like a halfway house. And I made it at the very last minute. And I want to show you guys what it looks like. This is the room I have. This is the bed. I don't have any bedding yet, pillow sheets or nothing. It's just that. I'm on my own. It's not like prison. These are the clothes that Bob helped me get from Walmart. A black t-shirt, some blue jeans. This is a folder. This folder right here has everything that's important to me that I took away from prison. Important documents, my plans, company plans, my organization, everything that I need to move forward, everything that I figure is vital to my success. This was the fan that I had in prison for 3 years. These are the mirrors that we use, my brush. Bob and Slim took me to a Chinese restaurant to have my first meal. And like I said, I'm very spiritual and I believe in signs. The fortune cookie read, "You will spend old age in comfort and material wealth," and gave me my lucky numbers. I consider that a sign because that's my goal with this documentary. And these are the rules for the temporary halfway house that I'm in. Department of Corrections housing agreement. I won't go over them all. This is what I have to do tomorrow. I have to meet my federal probation officer from the 12.5 bit that I told you about. Contact federal courthouse for another PO that I guess that's taking over for her. Go to the Social Security office to update my Social Security card. Go to this place called St. Vincent. They give you a $200 voucher so you can get clothes, used clothes, and find food, a food pantry. This is not like prison. I got to feed myself. Only thing I actually had today was beef and shrimp fried rice that I got going out for lunch with Bob and Slim and his wife. And that's all I had to eat today. And this is the rest of the room. It's about the size of a restroom. There's the fan. There's my prison TV there. This is the chair. God knows what those things are. Those are the notes that I just read. I have $46 on my debit card. I bought that charger and those earbuds because I didn't have that. But Slim brought me a phone. And this is the phone that he bought me. Samsung Galaxy A17 5G. I appreciate him for that. He also gave me a Amazon Fire Stick. This is what the Chinese food came in. I ate it. Now I use it for a cup. I drank a cup of water. I got some clippers thanks to Bob. More stuff that I brought from prison. This is the soap that I have to use. I don't have any more soap. I don't have any money. I was taking state soap and crushing it together and making this and making it last. You see disgusting hair on there. Those are the prison clothes that I came with, along with a towel. Glasses, a hat that I got from Bob, my prison headphones, my Bible, my Quran, and my prayer rug. The watch that I got from Walmart, also thanks to Bob. And trash. I've been throwing away all the stuff that I bought away today, putting it in here. I made a friend today, first friend that I made out. We're gonna call her Bunny. And this is the door, and I'll show you the rest of the place that they got me staying in. Day one. That's the kitchen. This is where my roommate stays. And this is the exit. And this is the bathroom. It's probably disgusting to some people, but it's better than prison, and that's all I got. And this is food that my roommate probably got from a pantry, most likely. I hope I get some tomorrow. So that's a go. Refrigerator, back door, no smoking. And back to my humble abode. I only have a pair of shoes that I've had the entire time since I've been incarcerated. I'm kind of falling apart. I sewed them together. I took soles and I cut them and sewed them together because the back of the heel kind of like wore out to make them last. And I kept them clean. They Reeboks. So the quality was pretty good besides me having to sew them up in the back. But they lasted. They got me out of prison. There's my window. There's outside. It's dark now. I waited till the last day to get my thoughts together and prepare to do this documentary. Tomorrow, I hope everything goes well with me touching base with my federal probation officer, probably my new one. I hope it's gonna be a breeze with the Social Security office to update my card. And I hope I get some clothes from St. Vincent. I hope I get some food for the pantry. And hopefully I can get somebody to bring me some bedding and linen. I have no money. After I went and bought the charger and the earbuds, I had $16 left on my card, and that's all I got. I have no job. I don't even have the ID yet. These are the keys to this apartment, in this room. I gotta leave here once I leave, of course. This right here is a folder from the earned release program I completed for substance abuse treatment. It was an earned release program, so I learned a lot about substance abuse. I really don't use substances. I'm not addicted to them. I don't have a drinking problem or a drug problem. But because of the way my case was and the judge wanted to balance the scale, he gave me a way out. The state was asking for 25 years. They wanted me to snitch. I didn't. And he didn't think that was fair. He made some mistakes when they was bringing me over from the Fed, so he figured giving me an earned release program where I get out early was fair, taking into consideration his mistake too. I currently have petition in the Supreme Court. The law's on my side. Hopefully they dismiss the whole case. They must. I also have lawsuits pending for the conditions of the county jail. The water was terrible. It had excessive levels of gross alpha and radium, and they wouldn't fix it. They denied it. They avoided it. I filed complaints, exhausted my remedies, and then I went on to file a lawsuit. Amongst other things, they treated me, they discriminated against me. Anytime you stand up and you challenge people in authority to do their job, they tend to retaliate. Very seldom do you get somebody to actually follow through and do their job. So it was hard for somebody like me because I stand up for my rights and I stand up for everybody else's right. I'm a king, I lead, I have a heart to serve, and I can't resist helping people. And even though I'm in this situation, I'm going to serve. I'm going to get up and serve. Ultimately, what I want to end up and do is work for this great company called Icon. They 3D print infrastructure. I don't know what God's plan is for me, but I know what I feel like God put on my mind, and I know what I want to do. As everybody knows, the Palisades burned down due to wildfires. Lahaina and Hawaii burned down 2 years in a row due to wildfires. You have Ukrainian refugees, Palestinian refugees, immigrants from South America. All these people don't have anywhere to go. And I believe Icon is the future of infrastructure, 3D printing, concrete, fireproof, waterproof. It looks futuristic. I really want to work with that company. I consider myself victorious if I can work with Icon and 3D print homes for people who don't have nowhere to go. And here I am, homeless myself, so I'll be able to relate to them. But that's what I want to ultimately do with my life. Be in a position to give people who have nowhere to go, somewhere to go. And I want to work with Icon because I believe that they're the future of infrastructure. Also, I want to support Tesla. I want a Cybertruck. I believe a Cybertruck is the future of vehicles. I know people have mixed feelings about Tesla, the same way they do about AI because of politics or how you feeling, but technology is technology, and man has always evolved through evolution and is going to continue to do that, and you either going to embrace it or be left behind the curve. So this is day one of my documentary. It's called A Mustard Seed. The Bible says if you have the faith of a mustard seed, you can move a mountain. So here I am, world of mere oceans, with the faith of a mustard seed, hoping to move a mountain.